Imagine this. One day you will sit in a quiet room, maybe years from now, and you'll think back to the nights that almost broke you. The messages you never got. The doors that slammed in your face. The people who walked away without looking back. And instead of feeling anger, you'll feel something strange. Gratitude, because you'll finally realize that if those moments hadn't shattered you, they would have quietly buried you. And the very pain you begged to escape was the same pain that was secretly building the version of you you're about to become. Right now, you might not believe that. Right now, the pain just feels useless, heavy, unfair. It feels like life picked you out of a crowd and said, You're the one I'm going to test. You look around and see people laughing, moving forward, getting what they want, while you're stuck with questions that don't have answers. Why me? Why this? What did I do wrong? But I want you to listen closely, because this video is for the part of you that's tired of pretending you're okay. This is for the version of you that can't see the purpose yet, but refuses to believe that your suffering is meaningless. There is a hidden purpose behind your pain. Not the fake, motivational quote version. The real one. The one that reveals itself only after you've cried, broken, fallen apart, and tried to put the pieces back together with shaking hands. And to understand it, I want to tell you a story. A story that might feel uncomfortably familiar. A story that, in some way, is already yours. There was once a person, let's call him Ian. Ian wasn't perfect, but he was trying. He had plans, dreams, a vision for how life was supposed to go. He believed that if he just worked hard, stayed kind, and didn't hurt anyone, life would cooperate. It wasn't a selfish belief. It was innocent, almost childlike. He did everything right. He showed up, he cared, he invested in people, he gave more than he took. Then, slowly, life started taking. First, he lost someone he thought would never leave. Not through death, but through silence. One day, the calls slowed down. The messages stopped. The "I'm busy" excuses turned into cold distance. He watched someone he loved laugh in photos with other people, live a life that no longer had a space for him. He replayed every conversation in his head, wondering, what was the moment I stopped being enough? While that wound was still fresh, he lost his job. Not because he was bad at it, but because numbers on a sheet decided his fate. A restructuring, a cut, a polite email that erased years of effort in a few lines. Suddenly, the person who used to help others now didn't know how to help himself. Nights became heavy, days became noise. He'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling like his life had been unplugged from its source. And then came the most dangerous part. Not the heartbreak, not the loss, the whispers, the quiet, poisonous thoughts that said, maybe this is who you truly are. Maybe you were never good enough. Maybe you were just pretending. Maybe this is all you deserve. If you've ever been there, you know that kind of pain doesn't just hurt. It rewrites your story. It makes you question your worth, your place in the world, the point of even trying. That's the kind of pain that doesn't just cut your skin. It cuts your identity. Ian started shrinking. He stopped answering calls. He stopped sharing how he felt. He laughed at jokes, but it didn't reach his eyes. He wasn't living. He was just existing, breathing, but not really here. And this is where most people stay. Right here. Stuck in the chapter where everything hurts and nothing makes sense. Some people spend years here. Some stay forever. But there was something different about Ian. Something that's also in you. A tiny, stubborn voice that said, there has to be more than this. Not more success. Not more followers. Not more attention. More meaning. More truth. One night, after another exhausting day of pretending he was fine, Ian sat on the floor of his room. No music. No distractions. Just him and his reality. And for the first time, he stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And asked, what is this trying to show me? And that one question changed everything. Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear when they're hurting. Pain is rarely punishment. Most of the time, it's preparation. Your heartbreak is preparing you to love with more wisdom, not more fear. Your failure is preparing you to build with more depth, not more doubt. Your loneliness is preparing you to meet yourself, not just other people. As Ian sat there, he realized something painful and beautiful at the same time. He had built his entire identity on things that could be taken away. People, titles, approval, and life, in its brutal honesty, had removed those illusions, not to destroy him, but to bring him back to himself. The hidden purpose behind his pain wasn't to make him bitter. It was to make him honest. Honest about who really cared and who didn't. Honest about what really mattered and what was just noise. Honest about the parts of himself he had abandoned just to be liked, accepted, or chosen. Slowly, he began to see. The person who left, they didn't break him. They revealed where he was placing his worth. The job he lost, it didn't define his value. It exposed how little he believed in his own potential outside of a title. The loneliness he felt, it wasn't a void. It was an invitation. An invitation to finally sit with the person he had been running from his whole life, himself. And this is where your pain becomes your teacher. Because when everything is going right, you don't ask deep questions. You don't look within. You don't challenge your beliefs. Comfort rarely creates growth. It only maintains what already is. But pain has a way of ripping off the masks you didn't even know you were wearing. Think about your own life. The moment you truly grew wasn't when everyone praised you. It was when you failed and you had to decide whether to get back up. The moment you learned what real love is wasn't when everything was perfect, but when someone hurt you, and you had to decide whether to close your heart or evolve it. The moment you discovered your strength wasn't when life was gentle. It was when life wasn't. Pain is not the opposite of purpose. Pain is often the doorway to it. Ian started making small changes. Not dramatic, cinematic changes overnight. Just honest ones. He woke up a bit earlier and walked outside. Not to escape his problems, but to breathe. He read books he'd been avoiding, not because they were trendy, but because they asked hard questions. He reached out to one old friend and told the truth when they asked, "How are you?" He didn't say, "I'm fine." He said, "I'm lost, but I don't want to stay this way." That honesty created space. Space for real conversations. Space for real healing. Space for life to move again. And then something powerful happened, not outside him, but within. He realized his heart hadn't become weaker through pain. It had become deeper. He could now sit with other people in their darkness without trying to quickly fix it, because he knew what it felt like. He could listen without judgment because he knew what it meant to be misunderstood. He could see behind people's smiles because he had learned how to hide behind his own. The very pain that had once made him feel separate from the world now connected him to it. That's the hidden purpose behind your pain. To turn your wounds into windows through which you can finally see yourself and others clearly. Your pain is not an interruption to your life. It is a part of your assignment. Maybe your heartbreak isn't just about losing someone. It's about learning how to never lose yourself again. Maybe your failure isn't proof that you're not enough. It's proof that you were meant for something different, something bigger, something that requires this version of you that only pain can shape. Maybe your loneliness isn't a curse. It's a sacred space where you are being prepared to handle the kind of life, love, and responsibility you've been asking for. But there's a catch. Pain doesn't automatically transform you. It offers you a choice. You can let it close you, or you can let it carve you. You can let it harden your heart, or you can let it deepen it. You can let it convince you that you are a victim, or you can let it awaken the part of you that refuses to stay on the ground. The turning point in Ian's life wasn't when things suddenly got better. It was when he decided to stop seeing himself as the one life was attacking and started seeing himself as the one life was shaping. From that moment, his questions changed. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What is this building in me?" Instead of saying, "I lost everything," he said, "I'm being stripped down to what's real." Instead of thinking, "I'll never be the same again," he whispered, "Good, I don't want to be." And that is when pain stops being just pain and becomes purpose. Because here's the truth. You were not meant to stay at the level of the person you were before you got hurt. That version of you was good, innocent, but incomplete. Life is asking you to become someone deeper, someone stronger, someone more awake. The heartbreak was not just the end of a relationship. It was the end of you betraying yourself to keep someone else comfortable. The failure was not just the end of a dream. It was the end of you living small to avoid being seen. The loneliness was not just the absence of people. It was the presence of a calling to finally hear your own voice. And right now, whether you feel ready or not, you are being called. Called to rise, called to heal, called to transform the very thing that was supposed to break you into the thing that makes you unshakable. One day, just like Ian, you'll look back at this season of your life with different eyes. You'll remember the nights you cried alone, the days you felt invisible, the moments you said, "I can't do this anymore." And you will realize, those were not the weakest chapters of your story. They were the sacred training grounds, the quiet rooms where your soul was being rebuilt, the hidden workshop where your future strength, empathy, courage, and clarity were being forged. You will see that the people who left made space for the people who can actually stay. You will see that the failure that humiliated you built the resilience that now carries you. You will see that the loneliness that almost destroyed you taught you how to stand so firmly in who you are that you will never again beg for crumbs of attention. And when that day comes, you will understand. You were never abandoned. You were being aligned. Aligned with your real path. Aligned with your real people. Aligned with your real self. So if you are in pain right now, don't rush past it. Don't numb it with distractions or bury it under fake positivity. Sit with it. Ask it what it's trying to show you, what belief it's trying to break, what strength it's trying to awaken, because pain is a language, and when you finally learn to listen, you will discover that it has been trying to tell you something all along. You are not done yet. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. The hidden purpose behind your pain is not to make you softer in a way that makes you weaker. It's to make you softer in heart but stronger in spirit. To turn your scars into stories that make others feel less alone. To turn your suffering into a kind of wisdom that no book, no course, no motivational quote could ever teach you. So breathe. You are allowed to hurt. You are allowed to be confused. You are allowed to not understand the full picture yet. But don't you dare give up on the possibility that this chapter could be building something extraordinary in you. One day, the things that are breaking you now will become the very reason someone else doesn't break. Because of your story, because of your survival, because you chose to rise. And when that happens, you'll finally see the full, fierce truth. Your pain was never pointless. It was the path to the strongest, truest, most awakened version of you.